Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be, it's the status the narcissist craves. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So, status. Many people enjoy status, some more than others. Status is an integral part of community, of social networking, of how you're perceived and or others perceive you. Status is something that many people strive to get to a higher status. Other people just take life in stride and they let the chips fall where they may, and they're happy being in their own skin and just doing the best they can. They're all different types of people on the planet called Earth. But status is something that the narcissist craves. And what they want is they want to have the best status many times. In other words, how people see them. And I'll illustrate this with many examples. You see, it's not good enough to be ordinary. For the narcissist, you can't be an average everyday individual. You need to be better than everybody. You need to get one over on other individuals. You need to have secrets and to abuse and manipulate people. That's exactly how the narcissist sees individuals, as opportunities and or objects or pawns to extract from. Now, what is status? Let's look at it this way: how the narcissist likes status. Let's say the narcissist is a member of a country club or a polo club or something like that. Well, that's status, isn't it? Like, look at me, I'm a member, I'm an elite member of this certain country club or whatever it is, and perhaps I'm the president or the chairman or the director or whatever I am, but that gives the narcissist supply each and every time they attend that community or they attend a function or they have to make a decision. Think about this for a minute. That's status. Now, I'm not saying that everyone that is a chairman or a board member or a president or whatever is a narcissist. By no means am I saying that. I'm saying these are things that the narcissist likes, which are indications of status. So that will be one example. Now let's stay on the country club, for example. The country club, there probably has hundreds, if not thousands of members, right? And if you're the top dog, meaning you're the president, people treat you a little bit differently. They want to chum up with you, maybe buy you a beverage, have a dinner with you, and so on and so on. All of this gives the narcissist supply. Keep that in mind. And remember, the narcissist is one person to the general public, perhaps those people at the country club, and another person behind closed doors, where much of the abuse happens. Understand that for a minute. Another way, a very basic way, is status. Let's take WhatsApp, that app that people communicate with. There's a status place in the bottom left corner of it, and you can change your status on WhatsApp. That's another way. How does the narcissist get supply there? Well, they could be peeking at your status and or you could be peeking at theirs. My hope is you're doing neither, or neither is being done. But my point is, that's another way. You see, just by the narcissist and or an individual changing their WhatsApp status, what happens is other people get alerted and boom, you can see what's going on. And maybe that, as an example, is meant to trigger you or to set you back if you peek and see the WhatsApp status. Just another example. Another one is the profile picture on any social media. That is, you're updating your status, meaning like you changed your picture. Maybe it was an old picture from a year ago and you updated it because you've changed and your looks have changed and your accomplishments and everything. But that's another way you can change your status, and that's another way the narcissist gets supply, by using many filters and changing their picture and making it appear like they're somebody when in fact they're not, because they use all the filters, but it doesn't matter. That's another way the narcissist gets supply, and they want to raise their status. Another way, Facebook. You know that one part on Facebook, you're in a relationship, you're married, you're single, divorced, whatever it is. That's another way. The narcissist uses that, they weaponize that frequently. They make people believe that in fact they are in relationships when in fact they're not. Why? How would that happen? Because the narcissist has many sources of supply, remember. And what the narcissist does, if they change their relationship, as an example, from single to in a relationship, perhaps you're the person who thinks you're in a relationship with them when in fact there are other people behind the scenes, other sources of supply. I hope you get that. Status is another way. You're divorced, you're single, you're married, just in general. Many times the narcissist gets married for status. Understand that? Because they want other people to look at them and say, wow, this person's married, that's beautiful, they have a loving spouse and beautiful kids or whatever. But that's all status. That's called fitting in. It's called keeping up with the Joneses. The reason why that is true is because many times people get married at a younger age, or they used to, and their friends would feel compelled to get married also. In other words, you wanted to get married because your peers were getting married and you couldn't spend as much time with them because they had their own families. And perhaps that was you and or is you. But that's another reason the narcissist gets married, status. It's not because they love you. Sorry, it's not. They never did love you, they never can love you, and they never will love you. It's simply for status. It's all smoke and mirrors. Going along that train of thought, also, if you were married to the narcissist, remember, you are giving them resources. Your time, money, energy, effort, love, sympathy, empathy. You were being their pool boy, their errand boy. You were planning vacations, etc. That's what you were doing. And all that time, what was the narcissist doing? Looking for your replacement. It's a fact. It's the way it works, if they didn't already have your replacement in line. Status is another one at the job site. You're working for a company and you have a title, but you don't really care about the title that much because you're making money and you're a healthy individual. You're not looking for status, but whatever, however you do it, it's fine. But the narcissist doesn't see it that way. They need titles. They need to feel like they're higher up than you. They need to feel they're better than you. They need to feel that they're more educated than you. They need to feel that, excuse me, they're the top dog. And whereas perhaps their education is higher than yours, or if it's not, it doesn't matter. It's how they treat you in the workplace. And let's put it this way, if you have a narcissistic boss or the narcissistic workplace bully, that person's abusing their power, and you know it, because most likely you're having meetings that are worthless. You're working later hours in the evening on projects that don't even need to be done. You're given all this extra work on weekends, and you're supposed to be able to accessible through your smartphone and company emails, when in fact the agreement you signed was you only work Monday through Friday. The workplace bully is a toxic individual, and that again is why many people are quiet quitting and leaving the workplace, and they're doing the bare minimum. It's not because individuals, as an example, don't want to work. It's not that at all. It's that these toxic bosses in the workplace, they don't want to listen to good feedback, and actually they shouldn't be in the positions they're in, and that's exactly why quiet quitting is happening. And if you don't know what quiet quitting is, it's when an individual is working, they have a job, and they're doing the bare minimum for the company. They're still being paid, but they're not going above and beyond the call of duty. And it's not because they don't want to go above and beyond the call of duty. It's because every time they do, they get berated or given more work, or they're not treated fairly, or they're being abused. So what they do is they do the absolute bare minimum, what it says in the contract. They maintain their status. They take their exact 15-minute lunch breaks or hour lunch break, whatever they get. They do everything by the book, and there's nothing the company can do about it. Why? Because the company agreed to the terms with the employee. That's the way it is. But quiet quitting is a huge thing. It is getting more and more prevalent as the days go by. You should really research it if possible. And that's another reason why, because perhaps you are more educated than the boss. And this video isn't about education. It's about perhaps you have great insights in the workplace and you share them. And the boss just hammers you and gives you a hard time. So eventually it just makes you beaten down and you don't want to contribute as much, hence quiet quitting. Other ways of status would be the car you drive. Think about that, or the watch you have, or the jewelry, those kind of things. Like, many people get into this. I understand that many people like tangible assets like a beautiful watch or a nice car or cars or whatever, beautiful house, vacation home, things like that. I understand it, I get it, but not everyone's like that. You see, status is one thing if you work your way up through life and you're comfortable in your own skin and you've built your own status. I mean, you don't care about what other people think, say, feel, or act about you. Not the best English, but you get my point. Then that's where you're comfortable in your own skin. It's when people buy these things, watches, houses, cars, and boats, and etc., to get status, to acquire status. That's the wrong path. That's how I feel anyway. People like to do it, and people with extra money and a lot of excess money, sure, they do that. Those are just more expensive toys, I suppose. But if you're one of the people, let's say, example, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you don't have the means to be purchasing a new car every year, but yet you do it to make yourself look better, like you have money and things like that, it's wrong. Because I can assure you, most likely you have credit card debt up to your eyeballs. You probably don't have as much food in the house as you need to, and you're being stretched very thin. Not a good idea. I would really suggest what's more important, your status and how other people see you, or the betterment of your life and living an authentic and genuine life. Other ways status falls in place with how the narcissist craves status is very simply getting attention. Remember, the narcissist needs your attention all the time. They need you working on the hamster wheel, going up and down like a yo-yo, and they need to be able to feel better about themselves. In other words, elevate their status while demeaning you. Now, you didn't know this when you were in the relationship because you thought you were in a healthy relationship. You weren't. But the point is, the narcissist is always doing things behind your back. They're always trying to elevate themselves, get one over on you, leapfrog from person to person, from business to business, from relationship to relationship, always acquiring more and more status. It's a fact. It's the way it works. Another one, how's this one? Accolades. How many times does a narcissist have a whole bunch of accomplishments, let's say plaques on the wall behind them? Well, look at me. I have all these accolades, you know, whatever they are, accomplishments, certifications, let's put it that way. That's great, but do you have to let everybody know about it? No, you don't. You could just do what you do and live your best life, but they like to flaunt their accomplishments. They like to have these be conversation pieces like, yes, I did that in this year and that, and they're always on a quest looking for more and more. That's the way they are. So what the narcissist is doing is they're craving status, and there are so many other ways they want this. Another example, the Christmas party or the Thanksgiving dinner. Did you attend? Did you not? That's a status event, remember? Were you on the list? Did you make the list? If you did, that's status. And then remember, you would go to those parties and look and see who is what and who's there. Ooh, they made it this year. Ooh, they didn't. Wonder what happened. Those are other things, status kind of things, being invited to the big parties and the big events. It's a huge thing. Same thing, let's take it in the workplace, or another one. Events, for example, events, to be able to attend certain events. Did you get the invite? Yes, no? Well, if you did, you're great. You're held in high esteem, high status. If you didn't, you didn't make the grade again. And the narcissist needs you to make the grade all the time, remember. Another way status is if you get injured. Let's heaven forbid you get injured or you had a medical setback. Well, your status has changed now, hasn't it? It has, and you can't offer the supply to the narcissist, and it makes them look bad and they don't want to help you get back to being a healthy individual. That's a huge red flag. Pay attention to that one. You see, that changes their status as a couple in their mind, because no longer are you the arm candy and the person providing. You're now the weakling. You're a wounded duck, and until you can get better, as long as that takes, they're going to disappear looking for your replacement. It's a fact. It's the way it works. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand the narcissist is always craving status, whether you know it or not. If you really open your eyes to understand, this is how they thrive. They're always looking for they're always on an endless quest, looking for something better, a new replacement, a nice new shiny toy. That's how they are. Wherever you are on the planet, you are not alone. God bless you. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.